Hello
Welcome.
and welcome everyone to our grand finals. I'm Firehawk. I'm joined by Los.
Howdy, glad to be here.
Tonight we're watching a kind of a interesting match here. It's going to be between Gloop and the Eagles, and it's a while since actually hasn't it?
Yeah, I do definitely think so, but we've tuned in for a good one between two fantastic teams here, and should be a great final that we got going on.
Yeah, we might have been a little bit delayed to pick them up, but we made sure to grab the best game, the grand finals. And we're going to definitely be watching some amazing plays. I know Gloop Troop has had a really strong time, but AVI and the Eagles, they're going to make sure that Gloop Troop keeps staring at a white screen there. I mean, Buffy is on that team. He knows what flashbangs are. I don't know if he knows what guns are yet. He's still learning that one. He knows what flashbangs are.
Yeah, I mean this entire Eagles team knows all about the util damage. The entire team averaging over 100 damage a game. So we're seeing flashbangs, we're seeing nades, even if they're not all from Fuffy. We're definitely seeing them across the board.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a fun match to watch for that. That said, it does look like we're picking up some issues with lobby, so we are going to be back in just a short delay while we wait for the teams tonight to actually be able to connect in. We'll have some technical. Right back. All right, apologies for the delay, but we are back, and map bans have started. The Eagles have started off the map ban state by taking Dust 2 out of the equation. Certainly not a map that they're going to be. Do you have any insights on the map bans?
Yeah, I've actually got a couple of interesting things. I think that the Eagles coming in here with this Dust 2 ban is probably more due to their permabans and what they feel comfortable with. Dust 2 was their third most banned map, but they have yet to play it in regulation and in playoffs so far. Now, as far as banning it because of your opponents, the Gloop Troop does only have one win on it, and they've only played one match on it for a 13-7 win, so it doesn't seem to be super popular by the Gloop Troop, but I think the Eagles are just trying to make sure that they have their footing, like their best foot
for
forward.
Them on map 1. See, you don't want to start with the secret strat of, we haven't played this map at all, but neither have you.
Yeah, I totally expect that the Gloop Troop is going to respond in kind, probably with a Mirage ban here. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that because the Gloop Troop has yet to have any luck on Mirage, going 0-3 this season in the regular season with only a 42% round win percentage. So not bad losses, but just unable to really get across that finish line. The Eagles are just as unlucky on Mirage with a 24% win rate, but that is only in one loss. So I could see both of these teams not really wanting to visit Mirage again.
Gotcha. So Mirage is definitely something that we're looking forward to a ban. There is always a chance that Gloop Troop will go for that shaky floater. They know it's not something the Eagles are going to be looking for in the first two maps. They might be able to sneak it by and then ban it before the end to get really their ban on the important map there. Or could be what they're going for if they're attempt waiting here on Gloop Troop. They're taking quite a bit of time on this station. They might be trying to pull out the stops here, go in, look into the matrix, figure out did we want to play 3D chess or is this checkers? Is it better if we just play this simple and just go rush B? Do not stop, my friend.
Yeah, something easy. We always love when our observer comes in with the Freeman strat of the rush B. I think what might be very interesting is I could see if this goes to 3, I could see Inferno being our decider. Both teams have seen some success on Inferno in playoffs, both with 13-11 wins. And if it's a map that they're both comfortable on, I could see them sort of rolling the dice on that last map and really seeing what if you know which one of them is truly the better team on Inferno, and it could lead to an exciting final map if it were to go that far.
I mean, it's certainly possible for Inferno to be exciting, is one of the words I would use for the map that we've had every overtime in history on. Look.
There's also a brand new banana, wider, some slight texture difficulties that I've seen in a few YouTube videos. Could be an interesting change up.
So what you're saying is now CTs can't just
with 2. They might need a third person, which would change up the strategy on A.
Well, no, I'm just saying
CT
mollies are enough of a joke that they can't physically spread to block the cap anymore.
Yeah. That's where I'm saying you'd have to pull that third player in to really get the util set in order to control banana in the same way that they were before.
True. I would say I doubt they've learned the set to pull that off already, but Buffy is on that team. He has already learned new pop flashes for this setup.
These are our elite players, are in theory our second best, but really darn close in a lot of instances to our prem players. So I could see these people being those hardcore CS nerds that are, oh, new map dropped, I've already seen 15 videos and done 5 hours of prep work and matches start in 5 minutes. I could see those people being in here. I am going to be curious because some of the success that both of these teams saw in the regular season are on similar maps. The Gloop Troop is 2-0 on Nuke. The Eagles are 2-1 on Nuke. The Gloop Troop is 3-0 on Train. The Eagles are 3-1 on Train. The Gloop Troop was 1-0 on Ancient. The Eagles were 2-1 on Ancient. So seeing a lot of similarity in the maps that these teams not only play but have success in.
Sounds like this season Elite has had their focus to where the same strengths go through across the board, and that's really going to be important for them throughout this map.
Yeah, I do think that with how Elite plays with how these matchups line up, that considering you already know that crosshair placement's going to be huge and their util is going to be on point, it's really going to come down to the maps and how everyone aligns, where your success is and how you're going to make the other team that little bit extra uncomfortable. What new thing are you going to bring? Because all of these people, all of the players know exactly how they want to play this.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely going to watch here as they try and pull off their set strats. And as we try and actually look through and figure out what exact thing they're going to... Actually, the exact delay is going to be for the Gloop Troop here. I mean, they're sitting through this. I haven't seen any indication of them having any issues or other problems, but it is going to be going through here. And I see why we have the problem. It just stopped going through. We have the bands all finished up. So our second band was Mirage, going into Train by the Eagles, and Gloop Troop picked up Ancient. Then we have Anubis and Inferno band, and Nuke is going to be our decider.
Train is an interesting pick by the Eagles here. Although they found success during the regular season in Matchday 13, which corresponds to, I believe, second round of playoffs, the Eagles actually lost on Train 7-13 to the Orochis, which doesn't necessarily bode well. Right? The Orochis weren't, the strongest team in the world. But when you have that's now 2 losses on Train for the Eagles, and they're the ones who picked it. So I don't know if they've figured something new out in order to readjust since that loss in the first round of playoffs, but it'll be definitely interesting to see if the Gloop Troop can continue their 3-0 run on Train and really seeing more of that. Additionally, the Gloop Troop had an impressive 13-0 win over the Lions in first round of playoffs on Ancient. So this Ancient pick seems to align with how strong Gloop really felt in that map in playoffs. And Nuke being a decider, I think, is one of those maps between Nuke and Train where both teams have seen a lot of success, like I said, on Inferno possibly, or Mirage not being the decider because they were all not sure about where they were going to really see some success or who was going to be worse on it. Nuke should be another highly tactical map, very similar to Train, where it'll be up to the T's to coordinate and throw the right util in order to control the most important space, whether it's A on Train, outside on Nuke. I'll be curious to see how this series goes.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun map to pick up from here. Going through, or looking at Train as the starter, we do see 3 players in server, and I think it's going to be an exciting one. Do you want to hop to a quick break before heading into map 1, or do you think you have more notes you want to go through for, especially now that we know we're staring at Train for these 2 teams?
Yeah, I think we can jump to a quick break here. I can yap for a little bit when we pick up before the first pistol round starts, when we see which sides teams have picked.
All right, gotcha. In that case, we will see you all as we head into the pistol round. We'll be right back. All right, we are back from our break. Once again, I am Firehawk. I'm joined by Lociel, who will be covering through for this pistol round.
Okay, so we've got a few minor visual glitches that I think are slowly resolving themselves as we get going here. We've got Gloop Troop of Big Slime opening up on our CT side against the Aviaries Eagles on our T side on this opening map of Elite Season 16 Playoff Grand Finals. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, with some nice early aggression by the CTs. Archer is going to find a nice head tap onto Kanoki, but Mills is going to trade back onto Archer. And now A-main control by the CTs is going to lead to what should be a call-out that B is going to be the final hit here. And we see Mills and Heal and Crush get into Pop Dog, getting ready to go up, but they stay out. You know, they're trying to make sure that they're aggressive just enough to get the information they need, but without overexposing themselves to a fight that they don't want. Fuffy sneaking along his little way, getting up into this upper B area. He's going to drop, make a bit of a sound cue. Not close enough to JT to make a sound, but this util trade out will rotate a lot of the CTs into B. A big head tap here as Mills does find chills, but his teammate takes a lot of damage for it. The bomb is going to get planted and go down. We've just going back and forth in these smokes as everyone keeps popping out of them. JT is going to TK on the Heal and Crush. Move finds Fuffy. Vey is going to drop Move. And now it's down to a 1v1 all of a sudden. JT needs to redeem himself for that TK. Boosted up onto Red Train. Vey is going to see him. Pop a shot. Drop off. And the Glock is going to win. Finds the head of JT. And the Eagles are going to take this opening round.
Yeah, V with a very nice 2K to really decide that round. The key defining play for that clutch was actually getting on top of the train. It's a high-risk play, but considering that JT's position was known, you know you have time to get into it, and you know that that position is strange, and if you're going to get out of the headshot, you can make your play off of that.
Not overly surprising this season. We've seen a lot of success with teams force buying even without getting that win, and we see once again a full force buy by Gloop Troop here. MP9s across the board against Max, Glocks, Max, Galeels, and a Nova, and the Galeel is only going to get one as the MP9s trade into him. Packy's going to swing with the MAC-10. The MAC-10's not accurate enough. It'll do a lot of damage, but Heal and Crush from Olaf is going to trade out, and that is going to be a 2-for-1 for the CTs as V's swung all around with this Nova through into Ivy. No CTs holding it. That long-range fight not desirable with those MP9s as the upper B control has moved along, but Vey is going to be through into CT, wrapped all the way around into B. He could be on a major flank here as the two B-site CT players are pushed up tight into that lower pass area onto site. Chill is looking for a Pop Dog peek out. He might not be ready if JT swings this, but JT swings looking the wrong way. But Kanoki is there to get the trade. So still up one for the CTs, and Kanoki on 5, and he's done. And that's Vey getting back up in there with the kill. Full flank onto site, 2v2 as the T's finally even this up. Heal and Crush going to take 30-something damage off of that nade. That is huge, and a bomb planted again for the T's. That is huge for them. This Nova can't find the head tap. The MP9 will get the spray down. The Galeel loses to the MAC-10. The Galeels have not been favorable for either team's fight here. Heal and Crush walking his way down. Fuffy's the last one. He's got the MAC-10. The headshot lines up, but Heal and Crush is better, and the MAC-10 will not save the round here. Gloop Troop will be on the board, carrying over a Galeel 2 and a T-sided Molly. Love to see those as we tie up 1-1. You know, I fully expect that we're going to see the Eagles keep that buy up here, right? Did get the round win, saved a little bit, got those good eco kills, and got the bomb plant down. So should see a very nice buy out of both teams here. The CT's got that win, so you expect them to get the buy across the board. I would expect to see a buy, but it looks like we're getting not a balanced buy. Vey's bought up to the AK down to 900. Fuffy's bought up again at 150, but Archer is still down at 1700 like he's on off economy. We're seeing full rifles across the board for the CTs. They need to capitalize on this win in order to keep their economy ready, and Heal and Crush is going to find Fuffy walking out of the smoke. He's ready for that slow little creep out. He's not going to let Fuffy get anything here. less time Fluffy's alive, less utils that's going to pop out against him, probably their desired point. Healing Crush is going to take 50 as he is popped through the smoke of A main. Definitely going to think twice before he peeks through there again. The T's are just dancing into A main. They don't have the weapons to take these long-range fights, only on Vey. Bomb is currently up into upper B with just the T's split across the board. CTs are doing a real good job of not over-aggressing on either side here. Packy might take contact here. Healing Crush is going to swing and get the damage done. Gets that headshot. M4 usually beats out a MAC-10, but that was close enough range. Archer now knows that his teammates here. JT gets dropped to that AK. That AK finally putting in work. Needed to see it opening up a sight. Kanoki is dancing back on site very deep, not wanting to get picked and traded. Wants to make sure that he's alive for the retake if it needs to be so, if the T's do decide to rush. Mills just dancing back here in T. And the swing from Healing Crush off the flash of the T's finds one, can't find the second. Chill's got that AK down, didn't pick it up off of Vey. Mills and Kanoki are going to combine for the double, close up this round. 3 alive, pretty good for the Gloop troop over here. You know, 3 can buy the 2, you can keep that up. Famas is going to come out here still. Not able to get full M4s or AKs across the board, but should be a solid round so long as they don't get run over by the Eagles here.
Yeah, really well played, and we're seeing the Eagles, looks like they are going to be buying some pistols here, and I'm expecting to see an interesting rush support by the smoke and flashes here on Vi.
Getting 3 fast into this upper B area. The sound cue is going to go off, but JT's not ready to fight for it. Are they going to go right down? They are. They're going to go through that molly. CT mollies don't scare them, but between Move and JT, the molly will get a kill. Move will find 3 in that round. Kanoki rotating fast through, finds a lurker, and that round is over in about as much time as it took us to talk about what was going to happen.
Yeah, we saw an interesting rush supported by the util. They didn't bother smoking off the molly because it was a CT molly, not the T molly that they were afraid of, and then Rifles won.
Yeah, finally seeing some good economy built up by CTs. That has been a struggle for most of playoffs in different tiers. Seeing Vey break out the scout here as the T's bring up to a full vibe, just lacking on the util. Vey's gonna let that scout shot ring out, but not gonna find its target. Finally seeing some aggressive upper B here, but Fuffy's holding for it. Fuffy and Chill. Fuffy just not letting go of the trigger, and he's gonna find 2. A second on to Move as the bullets just land right onto his head. Gonna be a nice, easy kill here. Now, Archer is pushed up onto the top of Red Train here. Might have made a sound cue loud enough to be heard. Mills, just too accurate from back of sight, but Vey is going to make that scout put in some work, find a nice head tap there. And Fuffy's going to find Mills. Fuffy just can't be stopped this round. Not just util done this man, head taps across the board. Can Fuffy make it 4? He's spraying looking. With only Kanoki left, he's got to choose whether or not he really cares about this FAMAS or if he wants to try to hurt the T economy. T economy right now is not fantastic, dropping 3 in a row, but T's recover very well, and even if Kanoki was able to find 1, I don't think it would really make enough of a difference to justify losing the rest of his armor, but he is not quite sure where he can go from here, trying to look for a T, getting a little over-aggressive hunting, but Vey is just not going to look in the right spot. Kanoki thinks about going for it, but thinks better and does not decide to save. I hope that was either intentional or he forgot how big the bomb radius was.
Yeah, I have to assume this is a case of just not quite knowing the bomb radius here. But who knows? It could be that he's not aware of the bomb radius, or it could be that he just knows that he has enough economy built up that it's not worth the risk of giving the extra 300 to the T's here.
Yeah, not giving the 300, not dropping a FAMAS, just making sure that everything's clean. But we are going to see a now interesting full rifle v rifle here between the T's and the CT's. Healing Crush breaking out the op now, rips a shot out from hell. Not quite going to find its target, but moves. M4 will find Archer just through the edge of that smoke. CS line a little bit there on how much of the smoke was there, but the CT is doing a good job of finding these opening kills. They just need to make sure that they can defend their sites. Vi, as I've been told, is our lovely gentleman here, name pronounced, as he's dancing around getting a bunch of kills. Packy is going to trade out onto Mills. Healing Crush will finally find a shot with that op to ring out. Bomb is now recovered, coming up into upper B off Packy, down to just 12 HP. He's going to be looking to sync up with his teammates, making sure they can get a solid plant out of here. Fluffy has poked his head out and tucked it right back in after taking a few shots from the CTs. And when I can tell what's going on, I will give you guys a call out of what we're seeing here. Seeing a few bits of util traded between the CTs as they're trying to get ready. The smoke coming down should confirm for JT that they are rushing out of B. Has to decide where to look. Is going to find Packy on that 12. Unable to find the second kill. Can't quite get the reload off. Chill is going to find the head of JT. Kanoki will trade back onto Chill. Fluffy taps the bomb, looking to see if he can steal a kill out of the end of this round, but Move is on his head and able to clutch out the round.
Yeah, definitely a nice pickup there by Gloop. Fluffy, really nice attempt, but unfortunately left himself just far too exposed trying to get to an off angle there, and Kazuo got swung by 2 sets at the same time.
This is generally thought of as a CT-sided map, and I think Gloop Troop is showing why they chose this to be their side. A nice 4-2 lead with the T's back on just pistols. Let's see if we see another bit of rush. JT ready with that molly to go right down, but the T's are now trying to fake him out. They dropped out of the upper B. Kanoki can't quite find his spray to land. Way too many people to shoot at. He won't find any. The op shot's going to ring out. That's not going to find anyone. Mills finds one. Fluffy finds 2 now. Mills trades into another. He's got 2 from back bomb site, but with 3 versus 2, JT's going to have to make something here. He's going to hear that bomb go down, but they're not going to be able to do anything off it. JT and Mills, 2 solid players to come in for this retake. Going to see some util come out from them. Archer has now recovered the op. He's holding from back bomb site. He gets a nade to ring out. Crosses before anything, but jumping. Mills is going to land the shot on him before he can do anything about this. This is now a 2v1 retake. Mills super low. Vi is going to try to make something happen, but he's flashed through. Nobody knows what's going on. Vi's going to hear him. Mills, he's going to get the transfer onto JT, and Vi is going to clutch up for the Eagles. That is a huge round for this T side. The Eagles now not only within striking distance of a tie match, that is going to basically break the CT economy. We're not going to see anywhere near to a full buy, and the Eagles have AKs across the board with Archer on that op. This is going to be an important round. The Gloop Troop now need a magical round, just like the Eagles did, clutching up through pistols. 2 Deagles and down to 1 Deagle as Archer finds JT super fast into that lower tunnels area onto B site. Now seeing that passivity is the CT can't quite get away with the same pistol rush strat that the T's would. Looks like a few smokes might be missing. Lineup's not quite set up, but we're seeing a bit more forward of presence from the CTs, and Vi and Fluffy are both going to see a CT swinging across. Fluffy and Vi each get 1. Healing Crush will find Fluffy, make that pistol feel like it's worth something. Kanoki also going to find a second kill, but those 2 really won't matter, just be a bit of emotional support heading into this all-tied 4-4 round 9. Seeing buys across the board for this T-side team as they can easily buy up the 2 players that dropped, but we are going to see rifles by the Gloop Troop here, looking to try to stop any bleeding before it gets too far going on. We are seeing some of this nice util that those of us who joined us on B stream back on Tuesday night will see some success happening here, as we saw a few of those miss in our lineups. Always nice to see interesting util sets hit up. Chill lurked his way out of pop. He's going to find 1, but Kanoki is going to be ready. Mills The new player in Olaf is going to find Packy poking his head out, looking to get a trade here. The off shot's going to ring out. Caught with util out is Vi, and this round is going to turn even worse for the T's as JT finds Fuffy creeping his way out of stairs, and then Archer peeking his way out of heaven. Man, 4 alive for the CTs is going to prompt the tactical from the Eagles, as they are now have to question how much they want to invest in this round, as a few players are more broke than others. Now, coming in here, this is definitely an important round for both teams still, as the economy is very fragile as we're T-side forcing against each other. Are we going to get the magical observer advice coming in here from the lovely Nexus, or is he just really thinking about holding his mouse there? Ivy. Hey, rushing to CT from Ivy as they lurk out through and try to finish through A still? Okay, so not a B rush, just trying to make sure that the pathing lines up there. But definitely a lean more towards an Ivy push is the recommendation. They don't seem to be listening to you, though. Nexus looks like the T's think they have a better strategy, but Chill is holding the angle, but he can't quite make any of his shots land. 2 CTs have now gotten up in here. Chills is going to take some nade damage. Heal and Crush is going to find Packy. Kanoki's going to find Fuffy. Archer is finally going to trade back onto Kanoki. Heal and Crush will find Archer. Vi is going to find Heal and Crush, as Vi has lurked all the way through Ivy and up into A-site. Now A-site is fully under the T's control. Unfortunately, Bomb is down as 2 CTs have taken Pop Dog. Vi is going to get ballsy, peek out with a molly into Pop, but that's not enough to stop JT from swinging him. Now Chill, the last one alive, has managed to recover Bomb. He is going to catch a timing here, but Move is ready for him, and Move is going to drop Chill before any more damage can happen. 3 alive for the CTs is a fantastic way to keep your economy afloat, especially because the 2 players who die have 6,000 and nearly 6,000 left over. Heal and Crush showing his true dominance, dropping that 106 ADR to open, 99 on Mills, trailing just behind. And the ADR is really going to tell an important story here. Not one player on the Eagles above 90 ADR right now, and that is just going to be a tough lineup to have, even if Vi is dropped 10 and 6 right now, getting mostly cleanup kills. His teammates are not able to balance. And the fast rush out a window, but JT is already up there. Vi's going to find 1, Move's going to find 2, Move's going to find 3 as the USP comes out, and that is a fast little round wrap-up.
Yeah, really nice pickup there by the Gloop Troop, really solidifying their victory in the half as Eagles get to try and do their harsh buy here, but it's definitely going to be around favoring Gloop Troop here. I mean, they have a significantly stronger eco, only 3 players worth of flashbangs on the Eagles, as they're going to try and be heading to what I'm going to be assuming is an A-site take.
And this is going to be important with how difficult it's seemed to be on T-side, although when momentum's there, I think you can get anything done. An 8-4 half for the Gloop Troop should spell victory for them if they can even win that T-side pistol round and match that follow-up, get those 2. That brings you to 10-4, and that would be huge. Seeing a more passive setup by the T's here, but the CTs are just going to capitalize on it. They're going to try to eat up all the space they can. Fuffy is going to catch the toes of JT for a whole 84 damage. And Vi is finally going to be held in check here. Not just going to get a free walkthrough into Ivy, and Move is right there going to catch Vi, just lurking up through. They finally paid attention, Gloop Troop did, to that eagle lurk on Vi right there. Mills deep into A main right now, just ready and waiting for one of these Eagle players to poke their head out and to just get their wings clipped by Mills as an impressive rifler as he has been for his entire time here in CSC. It's going to be... Oh, Heal and Crush that finds Archer peeking out, and Heal and Crush is going to find Packy as the swing is just too late. Heal and Crush will just take that free feed. Kanoki's going to find Chill walking on a Pop Dog, and it is just Fuffy, AK in hand. A missed off shot from Heal and Crush, and Mills, after all of that patient waiting, is able to find one just before the end of the half, and that is an 8-4 Gloop Troop win.
Absolutely. And it's going to be very interesting to see what Eagles are able to do, try and pull it back from this deficit here in the first half. Heading through.
Yeah. That is a very interesting first half to have happen here. And we are definitely going to be in for a surprise here. If Gloop Troop can finish out this map strong, and we know momentum is key, then the real question is going to be if Gloop Troop can walk away with a win here, if they can have another dominant performance on Ancient, this might be one of the fastest grand finals that we have had, as Gloop Troop just show that they are the dominant force here.
Yeah, I mean, coming out swinging in the first half, and we have no indication that it's going to be stopping really anytime soon whatsoever. So it's going to be very exciting to see here as we head in through for this pistol round that is already underway.
Now, it is important to note that T-side is much more difficult. There is a reason that you want to start CT here, right? You want to catch those free rounds. You want to make sure that you've got the momentum heading into the second half. But it's going to be key for Gloop Troop to have successful play here, as we finally seeing a hit onto B. The USP even better at range, unable to find anything. The Glock's just too powerful in mass. Kanoki's gonna find one. Healing Crush gonna drop from window with a P250 and drop Chill. JT's gonna find Vi, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Fuffy pulls one back onto Kanoki, but JT is gonna drop Archer. Fuffy able to find a second. A little bright light here for the CTs in this pistol round, but 1v3, this is going to be tough. Bomb already planted. 3 different players in 3 different positions. Mills poking his little head out of heaven. Oil is going to be the death of Fuffy as Move peeks his head out from behind it and drops him. Great opening round. T's have now won both pistol rounds to open up this series.
Yeah, really nice starter by Gloop Troop. And one thing I would like to mention there in the clutch that Fuffy was presented with, he ran out of ammo on his first mag. It might be cause for him to actually choose to maybe swap off of the USP, go over to the P2000, because his reposition time to just get a second USP on the ground lost him the ability to keep fighting the duels he needed to go for.
Now, interestingly, not seeing a force buy out of the CTs, but we're seeing the aggressive play that we want to see, as 2 USP head taps are going to find kills, but Move and Mills are just going to activate, turn in a 4K between the two of them. Kanoki's going to sneak his way in for one on Tapaki, and that is interesting. Even on a 9-4 deficit, the Eagles aren't brave enough to buy or to force into that round like Gloop Troop was, and notably, Gloop Troop forced into that second round and was able to convert that round and the next round here. So the Eagles left with a 6-round deficit, as they now come up and have rifles across the board, but lacking a little bit in util.
Yeah, definitely
going to be interesting to see if the aggressive CT play continues to come here, and if some success can be brought out of it. The T's seem to be dropping into a default, just spreading out. They've got Heal and Crush lurking out the back end, but Vi is going to be better than Move there, but not ready for JT to swing out of Pop. No CT presence Pop at all, so JT gets that free trade kill, favoring the T's right now, 4v4. This Pop play is going to be interesting. Ooh, that Molly lands right at E-Box and is going to force some presence away from it, but Packy is going to catch Heal and Crush just lurking through Ivy. That Ivy lurk worked a lot better for the Eagles, but Mills is able to drop Chill. He's going to be the only ill here, and Packy does see someone cross, but unable to find anything. Archer drops Kanoki, and Archer is going to get another kill onto JT. Mills finally drops Archer, but now in dropping into this 1v3, into a 1v2 after the successful kill on Archer is going to find Fuffy, and that is huge. Down to a 1v1, but Packy's ready for the swing. Unable to find the headshot, and Mills is going to clutch a 1v3 with the AK. 4 kills for him. That might just cinch the win for Gloop Troop here. Eagle's going to drop into either a force or a full save, either of which do not bode well for this round.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough spot for the Eagles to be in here, and they're not looking forward to needing to send this one home. Head into Gloop Troop's map pick of Ancient after such a rough loss here, but it's looking like that's what's going to be in the cards for them.
If Gloop Troop can keep their shots on point, and JT is going to start out strong with Vi. Oh, the scout unable to find one of the players throwing util. Mills is going to drop another one. Packy's able to find one, gets 2 before Move finally drops him. Move getting some damage onto Fuffy. We see that spray come out. Chill already rotating into this back site area. Oh, but the smokes are already down in gap. Heal and Crush knows there's someone Z just holding for it. Chill, his silent presence here might be big. Kanoki is going to depend here. Move's going to find Fuffy. Chill unable to find the final bullet to land onto Kanoki, who gets the head tap with 2 HP, and that very well should end this map number 1, as Gloop Troop should have rifles across the board, head armor across the board. Seeing a reasonable buy out of the CTs here. Good. We finally see the second tactical timeout used by the Eagles. You know, making sure they got their buy right, making sure they're in shape. I would have liked to have seen this last round so they really could coordinate maybe a little bit better, because Gloop Troop just ran over onto A site and it was not even a contest. But the Eagles are going to need a few consecutive rounds here just to even have a hope of breaking Gloop's economy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a difficult process for them to go through, and I don't actually see much forward motion here. I mean, Fuffy is going to be set up here in an interesting spot with a full util belt. He's one of only 2 players for it, but it's looking like they're just going to be sending right past it. I mean, Chill's going to get one here. He's going to go down right away.
Move finds a double after dropping Chill, finds Packy in a spray through the smoke, and this A site has just fallen once again. Vi is gonna come from his Ivy position and lurk through hell, just trying to make sure that he can be in this forward position ready for the retake. Archer on only a scout here needs to get some good damage, finds a leg through a train, I think, and Healing Crush is going to drop Archer, but Vi is ready for the head taps onto Mill and Healing Crush. Fuffy unable to make anything happen with that MP9. Now the last man standing for his team, down to 29 HP, a Molotov in his way, 1 bit of util left. I don't see a kit on him. He needs to both get these Ts to swing into him. He finds one, unable to find the second, but he would have need to have found a kit super fast, and the Gloop Troop will deny the Eagles a single CT round as they close out map number 1. 13-4 in dominant fashion on the Eagles map pick. What a first map.
Absolutely an amazing first map for the Gloop Troop, and I am very excited to see how this is going to continue as we swing forward to the next map here of Ancient. Do you have anything that you are expecting with Ancient? Any big notes that you saw when doing your research?
You know, I really expect the Eagles to pick CT side. I do think that there's some debate over which side to start on, but I think some of that consistency that comes across the board, you can have a little bit of an easier time on CT. You sort of just get to wait and see how they play. But I think the trick to Ancient is that aggressive play, right? You're really going to like stamp your presence down in mid. I expect to see, you know, the standard util dump set like you'd see on A, like you'd see outside on Nuke. And it's going to be critical that the Eagles come out, I think, strong. They won the pistol round to open the map, but they couldn't convert, and that sort of spelled the end. They went down 3-1, eventually tied it back up 4-all, but then were unable to convert another round after that. So the Eagles need to keep their economy up. They need to keep the ball rolling. They need to punish those aggressive force buys out of Gloop Troop to really show that they deserve to be here in the finals. Because after that 13-4, they looked like just another team on Gloop Troop's path to a trophy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very interesting. That said, we do have a bit of a delay to wait for as we wait for map 2 to load up here. So we will come back as soon as that one is ready.
And we are back for map 2 of our season 16 elite grand finals between the Big Slime Gloop Troop and the Aviaries Eagles. The Gloop Troop are up 1 map to 0 heading into their map pick of Ancient. They are on T side, stacked up into A main against the Eagles here on CT. And looks like we're going to contact out of A by the T's. CTs have not quite peeked out. They've just peeked. Archer's going to peek, get 2 beautiful head taps, 3 head taps with this P2000. Going for a 4th, but Vi is going to get in there for 1 right before to deny Archer his ace. And now Konoki is... Konatoki, thank you. I was trying there. Is gonna get 1 back here, but Archer is still the one that you gotta fear here. He's got 3 kills already. He's gonna be hunting for this 4th. The CTs know exactly where he is. They are just staring at him, just waiting for him to poke his head out. And finally, Fuffy's gonna drop Konatoki before any more kills can be found. Great opening win for the Eagles. The first CT pistol round to be won by either team.
Yeah, definitely a really nice pickup for the Eagles here on that first round. They're going to be able to celebrate with a nice advantage in the bye here. Which, against the fact that Gloop Troop is actually forced into a save, they don't have enough to try and do a force against. This is going to be able to net them a nice solid bonus if they're able to figure this one out.
You know, I definitely am a fan of 2050 being exactly enough for a force buy. That is full armor and a Mac 10 every day of the week. And you could turn Mac 10s into some pretty good farming tools, as well as pretty good ways to end your opponents, against, especially against Mac 10s or FEMSs if you're at close range. But the CTs are, again, going to go for a little bit of a slow stack out on one of these bomb sites. Vi is going to drop a 2nd smoke. He might have caught a glimpse of move, but the way he's acting, I don't think he did. The CTs have a lot of map control towards B, not much into mid, but controlling all of shelf, all of ramp, and being able to see into elbow mid means that the only place for the T's to be is either stacked into A main right now, slow again after, and with how well that worked last round, they're probably not going to be stacked up there, and then stacked up here in ruins. But with all the util faded, they're eventually going to have to poke their little heads in, and Vi is going to see it. Healing Crush is going to take a lot of damage. Fuffy is going to find 2. Healing Crush and Mills after getting that great dome. Vi is then going to get a spray down with Chill supporting him over top for the double, and that is a 2nd round for the Eagles now. Our first Eagles lead since round 1 of map 1, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be a really nice double for them, something that they weren't able to get much of on train as they head through into what is their bonus round. They are going to be fighting 5 AKs with their limited buy, but let's see if their full build of util will be able to make the difference here as they maintain mid control.
Yeah, fully stacking 3 into mid, knowing they're on worst weapons. Unable to get up shelf right now due to the T side util popping out, but Fuffy is ready to peek. Vi is going to find 1 onto move before being traded out. Fuffy pokes his head out, and Mills is going to drop him once he's there. Mills looking to make a little bit of aggression, but Chill ready with the headshot lineup onto Mills to keep this as a close round right now. Archer in full rotate back into CT, and now dancing between CT and Highway B, just trying to make sure that he'll have the knowledge if the T's stack up here. A re-aggression into Jag by Packy here is interesting, as he's now the only player B-sided right now, as Archer is back into CT sort of red room area, and we've seen the full rotate into Temple by Chill. Packy peeks out. I don't think he caught anyone. The timing wasn't quite right. 2 T's have made it onto bomb site. Archer does see the smoke here, should know that they're here. Packy calling out that the bomb's gone down now. The retake is on. Chill just worried that that flank's going to come in, but he can't wait too long. There are kits across the board on the CT team. The T's have stacked up to ramp. Not much util left to get them out of there. A bit of a flash maybe to give them a little bit of presence, but Healing Crush is holding this. He's ready to swing, just waiting for the tap to come down. He doesn't quite get the lineup as Chill's gonna find the FAMAS. Chill's gonna find a second kill on there, and the CTs, with their bonus round weapons, are gonna take the round, but JT is able to just walk away with the AK. Definitely a little scared for his life there, and this is a different Gloop troop than we saw, on Train. With fully recovered AKs now, the CTs, although still bonusing in a FAMAS, are now well on their way to building up a strong economy here. The Archer, the only one with a little bit of economy issues, but that's because he bought that op, and it's gonna find JT on the opening shot there. They're not quite ready to spray into him. They're taking a wide shot. Archer hits the no-scope, but Mills is going to trade back onto Archer. Packy finds Mills. Healing Crush finds Packy again. Still, advantage to the CTs. Bomb is on site, but Move is lit. Down to just 19 HP. Has the op recovered and is just looking to find if he can get something here. Bomb is on site. Neither player has been able to recover it, and the CT smoke has faded. Healing Crush is going to have to make something happen here if he wants some presence. Move is just worried about getting flanked. No presence for the T's right now onto bomb site. They did recover it, and they're trying to make their way out as the CTs are moving in, trying to make sure that A site is clear. They're ready for a bomb plant, but they're not going to find it. Looks like Vi has read this just a little bit as he backs up, thinking that they're going to come into mid. Looks like the T's have had second thoughts about whether or not they want to go anywhere. Stacked into A with 40 seconds remaining. I don't know if they're trying to wait this out, trying to get the CTs to over-rotate. They've succeeded. Chill and Fuffy have both rotated to B, expecting this to happen here. Vi is going to peek out. He's going to find Healing Crush, and that might just be all she wrote. His Move is down to 19 HP still. Yes, with an op, but oh, he's not looking in the right spot. If Vi swings out, he's going to be able to find him, and he does. Vi, the solo man to defend A, will deny the T's bit of tricky plays, silently waiting in A main. Vi shuts all of that down. And with 3 players on the Eagles with 5 kills and over 100 ADR, this is the Eagles we expected to see in this playoff. This aggressive CT setup by them is controlling so much map space. They have so much information against Gloop Troop that Gloop Troop is unable to get anything done. And when you're just hitting your shots, when Vi is just on point, and even Archer is going to hit the blind op shot timing onto Mills. Move boosted in. Fuffy is going to find one. Konatoki is going to find a kill onto Archer. Fuffy gets one. Chill gets a second. And the CTs, even though they've lost bomb site in the 4v2, bomb is down. But once these smokes phase, the CTs are in prime positions. And Move is unable to find the kill onto Chill. Konatoki is watching for Packy's walkout, but he's the last man alive. 3 CTs onto site. They're going to be able to find him, even if he finds the kill onto Packy, which he does. Bomb is being defused. There's nothing he can do. Catches Vi throwing util, but Chill is there to trade out, and Fuffy sticks the defuse to get this round done and dusted. 2 alive, 3 kills for Chill, and we see the tactical timeout come out from the Gloop Troop as a discussion probably around what level of buy to have here. Fantastic Eagles open to this map.
Yeah, definitely an unfortunate situation for them here. I mean, they're down 0-5. It seems like we probably had the map picks unfortunately reversed on core. Wasn't able to keep track of which one was which, and we do have the observer letting us know that they are very happy to be observing right now. They're giving us a nice little emoji to watch for, as we get a nice little round to watch for with Fuffy throwing instant smokes.
You know, I think that we might be running into this issue where the Gloop Troop did such a good job prepping for what the Eagles were going to pick. They probably knew it was going to be Train and did so much prep for it that they were better than the Eagles. And then the Eagles, contrary to that, also had prepped for Ancient, and they're just doing a good job of beating the Gloop Troop at their own game, as JT is not able to find anything even as the smoke pops. Chill's going to drop Mills. Chill's going to find a second one. Chill's going to find a third one. Spamming, trying to find a fourth to up his game, showing that he is going to be the dominant player here, up to 11 kills already as the smoke pops up. Healing Crush Could try to find a timing to catch down to Chill, but it looks like he's going to rethink about it and is just going to lurk into A main, maybe looking for some kind of flank to come out here. But the CTs, like insects around, you know, sugar water, they have just swarmed. They know exactly where everything needs to be. They're calming, pushing all out. Healing Crush is going to find Vi getting a little too eager, and now the CTs now reposition themselves. They know where the final T player is. They set up. They just need to watch bomb, protect it, and just deny him any more space, any more kills. They don't care if he really saves this one here. The T economy is thoroughly trashed at this point. Only dropping Vi is completely acceptable for the CTs. They are easily going to be able to buy him into next round. And this looks like it's about to be 6 for the Eagles. Healing Crush has not given up hope yet. He is still dancing around through mid, taking his sweet little time, trying to make sure that he's not caught by surprise too much, but this jump up onto Shelf should end poorly for him as he goes for the spray down through walls, and Archer is going to just swing with that strong op shot, take the free kill, rack up another one in his book as nearly all of the Eagles players are positive. Chill is right now 11-0 with a 161 ADR, and we see back-to-back timeouts in consecutive rounds from the Gloop troop as they have zero footing in this game and have at best looking at a tie for this first half.
I mean, at best, looking at a tie for the first half is pretty normal to reach in a half. Reaching it halfway through the half, it's looking like we might see that thing that we love to mention as a caster curse at time. The lovely score line. It has 13 on one side. It's nice and quick for stream as we head into the 7th round.
You know, with the way the Eagles are playing, proves that momentum over maps isn't necessarily true, even if there's momentum over half, as our lovely observer here is saying that it's been jinxed. Does that mean that we're not going to see it as Mills comes through with that strong Tech 9 head tap machine over there, both Mills and the Tech 9, just to give credit where credit is due. Buffy needs to reposition, is going to go for this spam, trying to find any little bit of information. Could have gotten caught there on a timing. Packy is going to poke his gun into mid. He goes for a jump spot, but doesn't catch anyone on a timing. He's looking, he catches Konatoki peeking out, and he's going to catch most of move there for 77. And Packy, just in this mid, has now regained control for the CTs, just cutting off 2 different T players from each other. Going to be a long rotate around if anything wants to happen there. 3 Ts sided towards B. They actually only have 1 person on B. That is our man Fluffy here, the util expert, but the Ts are taking too long to push there. A second player has rotated in. Packy has now left his red room post and come very close to be ready for this fight. Fuffy playing a slight off angle at slant, trying to dance between. He's going to catch Healing Crush, not there, but Mills with that recovered AK is going to find 1. He's going to find 2. That is going to secure a bomb plant, but Move is out of position. The Deagle rings out, takes him 5 shots, but he eventually gets there, and now Archer is stuck with just an op, and he's not even thinking about this. He's looking to save the op versus this 1v3. I don't think he knows that he could probably pistol each of these T-sided players, but he's not willing to risk 5k in an op. 6k if you include his armor, nearly 7,000 if you include the little bit of util that he's saving and the kit. So I think this is a smart save here, but ooh, this has got to be a tough one for the Eagles to lose, especially onto pistols. Terrorists win. I think at one point those were question marks. You know, it's a good question what that was there with you, observer, but we will we'll see what's going on here, and
Yeah,
Our observer might be having a bit of an episode there. But now we're seeing this massive util dump back into mid off of both teams. You're hearing 4, 5, 6 grenades get dropped right away. The op boosted up on top of the box outside of ramp, looking to get a little head peek. He sees the one, and Healing Crush is going to drop Archer. You can't jiggle like that into an Opera, especially one as good as Healing Crush. Mills, after this util dump, has now reaggressed as the CTs have not taken and held the mid space. They've seen it drop the util and gone right back into Red Room, especially off that pick. Rotated a second person on to B, but the Ts are not committing to this B fight. This over-rotation by the Eagles could be problematic, but flashed out is Vi. Vi's going to swing, finds one, but Move is ready for it off that flash peek. Kanatoki is going to find Packy outside A main, and now A is going to be completely open as 3 Ts are now rushed through mid into Donut. A CT Chill is already here, gonna see some good damage, but unable to find the kill, and then Mills is gonna re-swing as the spray was not quite reset yet. Fuffy, last man standing in a 1v4. Is he gonna go looking for this kill? The CT economy is not in good shape anymore. This is exactly what the Gloop troop needed. They had taken some kills, made it hurt a little bit for the Eagles, and now it looks like Fuffy is going to just pack it up here, save this round, go on to the next. The Ts have finally decided to exit A site. They feel confident that Fuffy's nowhere near as they're all into T-spawn. This could turn into something interesting if either group isn't looking in the right spot. Fuffy just moves away. Not going to see anybody as the Opera goes to peek, but does not find anyone there.
I think you just went to the bathroom.
As we get our first timeout by the Eagles and a nice little observer free cam moment. As Fuffy throws an M4 at us. That's a bit awkward when you're looking at it from this perspective. But the Eagles are now in a predicament. They have forced bought up here, which I think makes a lot of sense. They had pretty good money. They've got most of their util that they are going to want here. And this decision is going to be critical because the Ts actually haven't secured that strong of an economy, but both teams on double loss means this buy will probably be functional for either team after this one. But if it is the Eagles, I could see them full saving here as Mills just W's through this. Doesn't care about the Molly. Will find a double. Archer's Molly will find JT. His spray will find Archer. And Move is going to come in, drop Archer. Now 3v2 in favor of the Ts. Their Kanatoki is fully out onto A site. He comes in. This smoke in the corner. Fuffy's going to pop a flash through it, try to get somewhere. But the second smoke onto A site is going to deny any additional presence. He's going to hear this bomb go down. Is he brave enough to peek out of it? He's going to start spamming as he trades shots back and forth with the A site T players. The flank is on right now. I don't know how much time he's got. Healing Crush is already around looking for it. He's going to see the head. He misses the shot. Already up, but Vi, no chance to get that shot off as Healing Crush will not miss his second. Fuffy, once again, our last man standing in another 1v3. And he is just going to tuck tail and walk his way out of this just to keep this AK into the next round. I expect to see saves from the Eagles here. So we're going to see a hero rifle. Oh, but he's going to catch Move. He should catch Move. He is going to find one. Not great from Gloop, considering their economy is not perfect. It's good, but it's not perfect. So that lost rifle is significant, especially not in that buddy system where you're also getting rid of Fuffies. I expect that Hero AK to stay where Fuffy is, but it may go into mid trying to fight over some of this aggressive play if there's enough util to support him. We'll have to see what the Gloop Troop dream up. They should be ready for a pistol stack. The question is Fuffy going to be there to support him? It looks like that is true. It looks like the pistols are going to stack onto B site. Fuffy in tow with the rifles, going to hold site as Chill and the rest of his squad go into cave. Two of them are dropped. Packy and Vi are going to find two to trade back. Konatoki finds one and runs away. Fuffy's AK is finally put into work as move trades back. Now just a 1v2. Fuffy on low HP, but Konatoki is just as low. 19 to 27, less than a bullet. Konatoki's holding a strong angle, and he's ready. Fuffy is looking too deep down ramp, not ready for Konatoki to still remain close, and that saved AK will be good for one, but no more. Seeing now that full buy out of the Eagles, trying to recover a win out of this half. They need just one, but with how low their buy is, if they cannot pull out the win here, it's going to be another force buy for the Eagles. And if Gloop Troop is able to walk away out of this half 6-4, you got to consider that a win, especially with how this map started down 0-6. The Gloop Troop has stormed back to have a shot at tying this half. A-site completely undefended by the Eagles, just not ready for the support. Definitely willing to play the retake here. 5 Ts onto bomb site, just now starting to plant. The rest of this util is going to need to come down to deny the Eagles this retake. Forward position by JT into Temple, an easily cleared spot, but none of the CTs are actually going to go. They're all 5 going to go on to site. Move's going to find one. Chill's going to go. CT and Ts are trading back and forth. Heal and Crush and Vi. JT peeks out of the Temple play where he is not ready for him. He's going to find a double leading to Heal and Crushes off, finding the final kill. That might just be enough to drag Gloop Troop over the line of half with 6 all, which would be an amazing recovery after Chill goes deathless for the first 6 rounds just to die the next 5 times on Gloop Troop. Eagles have to do a little bit more to keep him alive. He is apparently their golden goose in making this work. And a second timeout will come from the Eagles, just trying a last-ditch effort to come out of here with a 7-5 half on CT. Fuffy already up to 256 ADR. That is the life of a B player with some free util down. Whether you're throwing it onto shelf or onto ramp, getting those nades to pop in, you usually don't get lucky on, as a mid player, getting all that util. You get flashes, you just don't get the util damage. Fuffy does it all today. Flashes, util damage, seeing an aggressive B lean by the T's here. Just looking to make sure that they have full control over everywhere. Passive mid presence from the Eagles, acknowledging that they don't have the best weapons. Packy on just a 5-7. A lot of util damage as Chill is going to get a double spray down there. Move finally drops him. Fuffy's molly is going to get that burn damage, just tacking on that extra bit of util. Now Mills solo up onto B. Bomb finally joins him, but the lurk out of the smoke is going to result in a kill. Even if the bomb plant goes down, Packy on that 5-7 is going to clutch the 7th round of the half for the Eagles. A pretty good round to end on for them, but not a great half considering how it started and how it ended. Were 2 completely different stories. Chill, the main reason that the Eagles are at 7-5 right now with a dominant 14-6 performance in that half. None of the Gloop Troop even positive through that half, which is impressive through getting 5 wins in a half. You know, you gotta say that you're seeing one of the most colorful performances, or colorful streams of CS2 in a while. Even if the artifacting is a little difficult to see through, you still get to see some pretty colors as it fades in and out. Entering into our second half, we have the Eagles needing to keep up the pressure with a solid T-side pistol win. They did win the pistol round in the first half, and it resulted in a 6-round advantage. And if they get that again, it would be just enough to win this whole thing. 6 in a row is what the Eagles need right now as the pistol stack onto site. CTs are ready for us. They're going to find a great head tap from Heal and Crush. Konatoki Heal and Crushes up to a triple. Move is going to clutch up for the final kill, and a little bit of some team love right there, back and forth. Bomb does not go down. Easy round pickup for the Gloop Troop With no bomb plant, the Eagles very likely to save here. Gloop Troop definitely buying here, making sure they've got apparently 5 rifles across the board. Light on util, just expecting to walk in and just be fed on these pistol kills. We'll have to see where they line up, but this is looking to tie this map 2 up at 7 all. And if the Gloop Troop can get their momentum up here, we saw them go on that 5-round in a row run after dropping the first 6. That is a good way to put yourself in a winning position here. The peek out from JT is not enough. He misses everybody as 3 players get past him into red room. The call should happen. Move is not quite ready. Luckily, the T's decide to go towards A. Konatoki takes a surprising amount of damage considering 5-7 versus pistol. Move unable to find the shots. The shots don't land, and Vi's gonna recover a free M4 right here. That is not going to be good for this CT team trying to stave off the Eagles' pistol round save right now. But JT is now going to learn how his bullets fire. Mills is going to trade or get a second one to take an additional lead. And bomb is actually down. Vi putting that M4 into work, finding one, knows where at least one is outside Donut, not ready for the swing, and Mills is going to drop Vi. Little bit of a saved squeaky butt moment right there for the Gloop Troop as they get a little nervous as pistols find 2 different kills, but the rifles are able to defend and shoot and outshoot the rifles and the unarmored T's. All tied up at 7. The Eagles now on a full buy with an aggressive Ruin Doors smoke out of spawn. Misses, actually, just catches the edge of the texture of the wall on Ancient. That's going to be a little disappointing. The Molly is going to deny any additional space as well, but Mills and JT are going to pair up for 2 into mid. Moves, swings, and gets a beautiful MP9 spray down. This is the Gloop Troop that we saw on Train, not the one we saw for the first 6 rounds of Ancient. And now Konatoki aggressively clearing lane is going to find the kill onto Archer, who has not had any luck past that off shot that he missed on Heal and Crush. Fuffy going to get a big spray out through the smoke, giving away his final position as 5 CTs are now hoarding in on the bomb, which is actually still on Fuffy. He is able to escape, but the CTs are looking to get ready. They're holding, making sure he can get nowhere right now. But Fuffy is just holding for that aggressive CT play. Let's see who has the greater patience. Is Fuffy going to hold for the CTs to push him? Are the CTs going to push him from behind through Ruin Doors? Looks like Heal and Crush is thinking about it. He wants to poke his head through. He's got Move behind him. Fuffy thinks about it, turns around, now looks back towards B, doesn't catch anyone peeking into him. He's trying to jiggle, he's trying to shoulder peek, sees the head, and he's gonna drop Heal and Crush right there. Move unable to trade him, just too close, but the CTs have finally gotten aggressive. They're peeking into T-spawn, and Fuffy is just gonna look away. He's not gonna catch the timing on them. Fuffy hears these gunshots ringing out. He's got to make a decision. There's 12 seconds left. There's a close one on your left. There's a close one on your right. He swings, finds one, but Konatoki is close enough to trade out. 3 left alive for the Gloop Troop, and that is the first Gloop Troop lead of the map right now. And that is probably going to be a save from the Eagles here, possibly going down to 7-9 right now, giving the Gloop Troop that 2-round lead. Not desirable. Let's see what strat the Eagles have cooked up for pistol this round. 5-stack of pistols moving through A main right now. Full footsteps are going to be called out by JT in Donut. He is ready to turn back around as the smoke lands. Chill is going to drop Heal and Crush with that 1D. JT gets one back, but Fuffy is going to trade JT. And now the T's have full control of bomb site. Konatoki's nade is going to go a little too deep, not blow the smoke well enough. Mills and Move pushing into Temple. There's no one there to meet them but a smoke to deny them any presence. Archer finally back on this. Op here, fully recovered. Fuffy still on a Tech 9 along with Vi. 1 AK on the T's right now as Move and Mills pair up for 1. Konatoki gets Fuffy. Archer with this op is unable to find a second one after Mills. And the Tech-9 is again unable to find any kills. Move and Konatoki are gonna live through the end of this round, and the kit comes in handy, defuses the bomb. That is 9-7 for the Eagles. But with that bomb plant and the full save, I expect a full buy across the board for this Eagles team, and they're gonna need it. They're gonna need some momentum to get back into this game. The Eagles do have a full buy across the board to finally match up against Gloop Troop for only the second time in this half. Lots of mid-util comes raining down by the CTs. No presence from the Ts, but again, no A presence from Gloop Troop. So the Eagles have a free walk on to A site. Fuffy is going to probe onto site, but not get any damage done. Certainly take a lot of damage, down to 32 health. With no contact other than Fuffy, the CTs have stayed tucked towards mid and B. Only just now is Heal and Crush thinking about lurking over to the other side. Gonna rain down a molly as he sees and should call out that the Ts have taken A site. 5v5 retake, but Fuffy is on the flank. They don't know that he's still here. They are going to look for him. He's not able to get a free kill out of this. Mills is ready for him. Mills is going to take a little bit of damage on his legs as the AK is just better. CTs have not made any push onto site yet. They're still held off. Konatoki is going to get dropped by Fluffy. Heal and Crush drops Packy in A main. Fuffy is now just being a menace right now. JT is going to drop him before too much longer. The Brokey peek is going to happen from Chill. JT's got no time to get in here. This bomb is going to go off, ladies and gents. Many terrorists are probably going to die right here. I don't think that Chill is going to make it out, and neither will any of the Ts. All three CTs do live, so even though the Eagles come out with the win, not a great place to be in as no rifles recovered. Their economy is a little tough. Still should get a buy across the board, but the CTs are going to be in fantastic shape, able to buy for their teammates. Heal and Crush at 5,800 might actually have to drop just to make this happen. He does have his op out though, so this should be an easy round to make sure that our buys come together. There we go. Okay. Move didn't have one for a second there, but he was just picking it up off the ground. Again, we are hit with the bombard of mid-util, but both JT and Mills are going to eat that nade AG as 3 stack towards B. The aggressive play by Vi on an ump, able to find one, but the op is going to find Vi as he once again swings out wide with a nade in his hand, gets swung or B swung. Mills now aggressively up shelf is going to find the spray down through the box onto Archer. Packy is going to drop Heal and Crush before anything more happens there. Looks like Chill has actually lurked all the way through onto A site. This call could be huge. Fuffy has the bomb deep into B. He is going to rotate out of here, leaving just one T-side player to try to keep enough CTs here, but Chills is already through again. Chills through into A main. He sees the gun. He's going to get the drop onto JT. Now 3v2 with all of A site held. No mid presence. The CTs are in a tough spot right now as Mills peeks out of Jag, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know that Packy is right around the corner. He's going to have to get here. Move swinging in. Doesn't quite catch Chill. Bomb has gone down and Mills is not ready. Move is for Chill. Drops him. One T-player out of position. He doesn't know, though. Move is not moving fast enough. He needs to get either the bomb tap here or a kill. He's clearing the wrong spot. Fuffy has gone around the other side of the box, though, playing Ring Around the Rosie with him. The molly is going to get swung into Fuffy, and that's not good enough. Move gets dropped, and the Eagles have tied this up 9-all. And now it is the Gloop Troop that is broke again. Tough round to see when you drop 2 CT rounds in a row, especially on full buys. You're pretty much always going to be on a save there. Little bits of util. Seeing a bit of a delayed A stack by the Gloop Troop, getting 3 into A main, but that AK from Vi is going to be ready. Gets the triple spray down, 3 head taps across the board. And that is going to shut down any thought that the CTs have of getting into here. But Move is going to get shot by Konatoki. Or Konatoki is going to get shot by Move as Move finds the shot onto Vi. That's going to make him feel kind of good about himself. But one kill is not going to be enough to salvage this round. Move is going to either need to save or pull out the most magical clutch of all time here as the lone CT player left. I expect him just to be looking to save, but Chill is already broaching into T-spawn. Move isn't slowing down just yet. He's coming through. Chill has thought better about it. He's thinking about peeking into Chill. Move is not ready for him to be there, and Chill is lined up on the head. Going to keep 4 alive for the T's. That's just going to pad their eco stats. The Gloop Troop are now forced to take attack, trying to see exactly how they want to spend their money. We will be back in just a second as we're dealing with a little bit of technical. And we are back seeing a possible bomb plant come down, but Move is finally going to show his stuff there and dominate this B site hold. We are back, and we hope that we get a little bit less artifacting here as the Gloop Troop has tied up map number 2, 10 all. Back on our full buy, rifles across the board for both teams. This is another crucial round for the economy. Both teams would be left in a rough spot on a loss here. If the T's can get the bomb plant, they would be in okay shape, but this is going to be huge for both teams as this gives the other team 11 and a difficult time to get back from. Mills is going to get a full blind through the smoke spray onto Fuffy. Konatoki finds Packy. JT is going to find Archer. Chill is going to find a double into mid, but as Move drops Vi, Chill is left once again as the lone man standing. And as the smoke fades into red, Healing Crush is going to capitalize, get an easy kill onto Chill. No bomb plant. The Eagles now have a very difficult choice in front of them. Force up to play for the win. Save to play for the tie. I don't know what they make here.
Those are HL. There's a reason I don't. HLS one.
Does look like we're going to see a mostly 2K buy, except for Packy, who's a little bit poor right now. But as we've come out of this timeout, looks like the Eagles have settled onto pistols, trying to make sure that they have a shot to play for 12. They can make a magical pistol round happen. We've seen it before, and we'll definitely see it again. And the Gloop Troop hasn't done any spectacular individual performances, all floating around mid-70s to 80s ADR. They're just all doing it together, but a missed molly from Red Room doesn't seem to affect too much as the T's do not make any early presence. The pistols, Fuffy takes a huge bit of damage. She'll take some. Packy's drop. Fuffy's dropped. Konatoki finds another one, but Vi is going to make one of these happen. Recovers an AK. Oh, but as he pokes out onto shelf, JT is already up. Jump up box. And we are back down once again to just Chill. 20 and 13. Finds a beautiful 1D. Finds a second 1D onto JT. And now, with an off recovered, he's got bomb sight. No bomb, but with 1 minute and 11 seconds left, he's got every opportunity to choose whether or not he wants to save, whether or not he wants to try to lure these CT out, whether he wants to flank from a completely different position to bring this around. Deagle in hand, he is hunting. He's not going quietly into this good night that the Gloop troop is trying to make happen.
They're chasing for him, and he's actually rotating all the way around. I don't know how ready. Okay, they're definitely ready for it. They're already watching for him because they think he's going through cave, but he set up a really good angle for himself here if he's ready for it.
Oh, he's got the deagle out. He could recover the bomb here. There's a timing. Move is too deep into Cubby. He's not going to see the bomb get picked up. He needs to peek out just a little bit further to see that it's gone. Mills has got a sneaking suspicion. He's not sure. Finally, Move is going to peek, see that the bomb is gone. He's now worried about where this is going to go. Oh, if Chill just waits, they think he's gone A. If he waits just a little bit longer, the bomb plant goes down. They are just out of range to hear this. There's going to be a bomb plant by Chill. Chills and Move still think it's A. They're not ready for this. This could be stolen out from underneath them by the Eagles. Chill is holding an aggressive peek into Red Room. Oh, they're going to peek into him. Oh, and he looks just away. As it comes out, he finds the first one. I don't know if he saw the second one coming through. He hears the shots. He gets the off shot off, and Chill saves the round for the Eagles. That is 11 all. The magical pistol round that the Eagles needed.
He had a deagle.
Oh, that was opened up by two beautiful
one-dings. They went to play for OT. They didn't want the round win. That was a play for getting economy.
And now the Gloop troopers are left with 4 MP9s and an M4 to stave off the Eagles match point. JT eats a nade in mid as the AK swings in. Chill feeling himself now, goes for the swing, is finally smoked off. And the T's are now 5 stacking outside A main, 3 going into A main deep, as only Heal and Crush is here close on an MP9. He's easily good for 1 here. The second's going to be tough. Packy's going to boost up. He's not going to hear him. The swing comes too wide. He's unable to find it as Packy boosted up. He's able to find one. Fuffy's able to find JT. The CTs are falling apart. Vi's going to find the third to open the site. Mills gets only 1 back. Move's going to finally drop Chill after all that damage he took exiting A main. But Archer's on this op peak. He's swinging in. Swinger be swung, and Archer's going to take the kill. Mills peeks out, finds Packy, finds Archer. Now in a 1v1, the bomb has not gone down. Fuffy is late coming through on the lurk. Was into elbow late. Mills should know where the bomb is, but he doesn't know where Fuffy is. Mid was fully abandoned. Fuffy doesn't know where Mills is. The bomb is going to try to be recovered. Fuffy needs to try to watch both spots. He's trying not to give away any sound here. Oh, he swings and just misses the timing. He might have caught the edge of Mills. He throws a nade and going to give away his position. The smoke's going to go down. Mills is going to peek off, and he catches a glimpse, but Fuffy's just better. AK over M4, and that is map point for the Eagles, and the Gloop troop are going to need their own magical pistol round to save this map and push it to overtime.
I thought we were going to see back-to-back hero rounds. I mean, Chill in the 1v4 started with a deagle, started with nothing, and almost swung it back to just a good recovery. It got the entire round out. And then Mills swinging to the 3K, almost picked up the 4th as well, but he was shut off by Fuffy in the very end with the 1v1 spray down from the disadvantage. And now we're seeing the last round of regulation.
Seeing a very solid performance out of all of Gloop Troop, 17, 18, 17 as the top 3 kills right now, 14 and 10 to pair with it, whereas Chill has been the dominant performance on this map, and specifically on the Eagles, clawing and dragging them with their talons over this Gloop Troop right now, trying to secure map number 2 to send it to a final decider onto Nuke, as the T's have now, with enough util, taken up onto site, and this is going to need some impressive shots. Mills already pushed down bottom ramp, is not able to find one, as Packy and Chill will find two. Move and JT trade back, and now just one left. It is Move at ramp as the util will rain down. The bullets just run out before he can finish off Chill. Chill is one shot with his MP9. Fuffy is 2 or 3, but Fuffy is gonna clinch the round. Clinches round 20. The second to last round, and catches the last round with the beautiful AK spray. Fuffy, not quite going to be your MVP of that one. It's got to go to Chill from us, but an absolute solid performance from the Eagles. Even if they were a little slack in the middle of that round, they opened good. They ended solidly. Very well done.
Yeah, an amazing closer there from AVI. They had I'm still stuck on that Chill one before it. I think it's going to be the story of the map, and I'm hoping it's going to be the story of the night here, as we're going to be heading forward onto the decider with Nuke. Do you have any thoughts on Nuke? What are these teams' histories as we are preparing to watch it here as our closer?
Notably, both of these teams have seen their fair share of success onto Nuke. Both have 2 wins on it. Both have a very reasonable win percentage on it. 58 for the Eagles, 63 for the Gloop Troop. The Eagles have lost one map of Nuke in the regular season, but have gone 2-0 on Nuke in playoffs. Both matches going to overtime. Double overtime versus Orochis in round 1, and single overtime against the Hydras in round 2. The Gloop Troop were 2-0 during the regular season, and they were 1-0 in the playoffs, 13-9 over a very impressive Impastas team. So this will be a true decider between these two teams. Not only is Chill's 1v4 going to be maybe the round of the match, if it turns into an Eagles win, it deserves to be the MVP performance of this playoffs, as that is the round that gave them a real shot into winning map 2 and sending them to a map 3. We're going to see some impressive play out of both of these teams.
Yes, and we'll be right into that at the end of this short break.
Welcome to match 3 of our Elite Season 16 Grand Finals, all the way into map 3, where the Big Slime Gloop Troop are facing off against the Aviaries Eagles. As our observer is informing you right now, we are a little delayed here, coming in only at the end of round 3 into round 4 because OBS is big poopy face. But we are live now with Gloop Troop starting on T side, up 3-0 against the Aviaries on CT side. We are now finally seeing pretty solid buys across the board. And Heal and Crush already on an op here aggressively into lobby, trying to get a peek through Squeaky Door, but none of the CTs felt like giving him a free kill there. So we're seeing the T's slow down now after that initial blast of util. As a reminder, I'm still joined here by Firehawk, running double duty today, and our observer Nexus. As it looks like we're
I'm still here. I'm just still trying to make sure there's not fires that are not put out in the background from OBS crashing.
As the T's gain control of ramp room, looking to decide whether or not they want to flank around through Hell or to drop down to B site, as JT is just holding lobby, trying to make sure none of the CTs get that early flank. Archer stuck behind this wall of smoke as it fades, could get caught out, and an op shot does ring out, taking half of his health out, and he peeks again trying to get the flash out and is going to get fully dropped by Heal and Crush. This 5-7 isn't going to get any work done as Konatoki drops Packy. Oh, and Chill was standing on the edge of the ladder. JT wasn't quite ready for it. Luckily, no damage exchanged on his end. He is able to walk away as 5 Alive now have full control over A site, as well as outside here. Move is ready for Chill to come across and does not miss the headshot there. Is aware that Fuffy could be out here, but is missing the timing so far. Isn't ready for it, but hits the flick back onto Fuffy's head as he peeks out of credit card. And Vi comes around, drops Move like it's his job, and has 1 kill down. Is looking to get a couple more. Swings, gets a head tap, but unable to finish it, as JT will drop Vi before any more money is earned. And the Gloop Troop up 4-0. Oh, beautiful one-tap out of Move here as he comes around fully aware of Fuffy being there, gets the nice one-tap onto him. We could ignore afterwards when he gets dropped by Vi, but 2 beautiful kills right there by Move, showing that he's going to continue his form from last map, as well as Chill. The going 3-3 right now with 85 ADR doesn't look overly impressive, but when you're down 0-4, he is doing a darn good job right now.
Certainly an interesting one. We see Gloop Troop has set up a really solid T-side advantage on Nuke, which isn't something that we used to say in Go, but it's something that we're saying more often in CS2. I'm expecting that over time, people's opinions of the balance of this map are going to shift a lot stronger, as T-side seems to have gotten a stronger lead here over time.
I mean, just remember back from when we used to say that Nuke was CT-sided. That was back when CTs had a good functional molly, and now it's been, neutered down to what it is right now. This curtain smoke is going to get slightly blown by Chill on a great timing. He can find the spray to finally drop down through the smoke. Archer takes a bunch of damage for his trouble, but the molly's going to ring out, trying to deny them secret space. Mills is going to beat out that molly, but he is the only one that makes it down. And he has the bomb. His teammates now have to decide how far they want to push this, and Mills has already come back up to the top of Secret. And, of course, as the caster says that, he heads right back down Secret, leading his team into entrance as JT and Mills try to clear each side. A little tap should give them away, but not overly much. Packy is ready with this beautiful fade, ready for them to push
into Hell here at the same time.
Oh, he is, and he's going to catch Packy. Or no, sorry. Konatoki is going to catch Archer. Packy is going to get dropped by Heal and Crush. Konatoki is going to get dropped by Fuffy, who's still holding ramp room. His drop into sight is going to be critical here on the timing between him and Chill. 3v3 right now. Vi is already down 2 single. JT is holding for Chill, though, so Chill's going to go down. Vi is going to blow single door, and Heal and Crush is going to hear all of that. Get the off shot to ring out. Unable to find Vi dancing. Takes a bullet to his face for 99. And still goes for the peak with the op. He's not afraid. And
make the A1S one shot again. That the 99 and 1 from the A1S hurts more than the 98 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true. And Mills is actually the T that's unable to escape. Heal and Crush on 1 HP from the 99 manages to bring that 1 HP in the next round. Congratulations, using all of your health bar. And Mills needs to maybe reevaluate his distance from bomb site.
This isn't ancient. This isn't. I'm still blanking on the. This isn't Train, where like apparently shrapnel can fly from one side to the other and get you still. The bombs they use here are smaller. Okay, they didn't have money for the good C4 on Nuke. They had to buy the cheap stuff. It's not all C4. One of them's just plastic, but hey, it explodes the silo still, so it does the job.
Yeah, it's not Inferno where you die halfway across the map on that one, but
Inferno,
Nuke, you
bought
do
the
have to make
premium
sure.
shit, okay?
Yeah, Nuke, you just have to make sure you're not standing above or below the bomb, you know?
Yes, you do not lay underneath the bomb. It is still explosive. As we see a full B site take through ramp, and they're just gonna be able to plant.
Fuffy and Move were in a standoff at the bottom of Secret. Looks like Move is gonna make the first, and Fuffy is gonna look away. Move could catch a real timing here. Oh, I think he might have caught the head of Fuffy. He misses the spray. He hits more of the vent than he does Fuffy, but finally finds him, then finds most of Packy before Packy drops him. But JT and Konotoki both gonna take about 30 damage, half damage. Konotoki's gonna get dropped as Archer finds him. JT will finally trade back, could have saved his teammate. Chill finds Heal and Crush. JT, Mills, and JT again to round out the end of the round. A 6-0 opening for Gloop Troop. You know, that's a pretty good way to open the half. Yeah, say it. Go for it, Vyrock.
So we haven't really seen decisive lead like this one in a little bit here, and it could lead to seeing that fated mythic ending to a grand finals, the decisive game where one side gets 13 and the other unfortunately is left with a goose egg. Anyway, I have no clue if this is going to be caster cursing again.
we did see a 6-0 lead by Eagles on Ancient. Wasn't that long ago. Archer unable to catch the timing on the flick right there, but still has slowed down the presence of the T's, just trying to move in. They're on rifles. They're not in any hurry to get anywhere. They know they've got the better guns at range, but the AWP is one of those weapons that does tend to be better than an AK at distance. Oh, Packy's right here holding for the door. Possibly a slight off angle. Konotoki's with the bomb walking out. Vi and Peck will each get one. Fuffy's going to get one as well. Packy's going to find a second, and Vi is going to continue the 5-0 hold of the Eagles there. What a great way to ruin the caster's prediction and show dominance against a Gloop Troop team that has done a pretty good job of dominating T-side. 6 on T is fantastic on Nuke.
Yeah, it is absolutely a fantastic start for the Gloop Troop here as we go into our quick replay.
Packy learns that if you shove a gun in someone's face, they die. Back to an aggressive outside take by the T's. Again, curtain smoke. Chill trying to make sure that he holds off a little bit. No smoke pop though, so he's left just spamming with no intel. Only one crosses, and a second one thinks about it and catches a few bullets for his trouble from Chill. Oh, but Healing Crush is watching. Holding, catches Archer peeking from credit. Doesn't know about the mini player, but the smoke is down enough. Oh, blows the smoke with his tracers, and Chill finds move, peeking out of the top of secret. Chill then gets dropped by the second player who made it into secret, Konotoki. And now the T's have the advantage again. They just have to decide where they want to end up. Vi dancing between Heaven outside and Heaven on A. Mills re-peeking from top of secret. Bomb is currently in lobby. They might look to finish B. They seem to be pretty confident on their B takes and holds. Konotoki and JT in a bit of a difficult spot here, trying to make sure that they clear each of their angles. They don't get flanked. Fuffy playing from clock, playing from a very strong position. But their teammates have gone up into outside. Fuffy gonna get the first couple of shots off, but unable to find the head of Konotoki, who will punish Fuffy for his miss. 4v2. Vi now knows Konotoki has heard the drop. Should be aware. Gunshots ring out from Vi. Unable to find anything. Konotoki swings wildly and doesn't find anything. JT will finally drop Vi. And just Packy left with an AK.
And
yeah, thinks better.
Oh.
Doesn't think better?
I think he is, but he just decided that it is still worth maybe playing to watch if they're rushing you, and just holding secret now. Just choosing to keep this as the angle to say that, since you're already far enough from bomb.
Yeah. Secret's totally safe. You just need to make sure that everything lines up right, and he is going to catch a free kill onto Healing Crush. A nice op recovery going further into the bomb. Usually, Packy, it's not safe to go into wherever the bomb went off, but
this is a this is a nuclear facility that is now irradiated. You're no longer going to have children.
Yeah. But I mean, all these people also die and are reborn every round, so I don't know if children are on the books for any of them. I don't know what kind of radiation has caused them to have multiple lives.
True, this could just be saying I need to top back up on whatever is causing this for me.
Yeah. He needs that refuel on his superhero powers. But we are going to see the Gloop troop reestablish their dominance. Chill is aggressive outside, or aggressive for Mini, and Move is going to get a separate kill onto Vi. So two separate fights right now, as the T's have fully taken onto A. A bit surprising. Usually A is very strong to be held. Archer just magically balancing on this ladder, but the second molly will deny him any way to get up there, and this bomb is going to have ticked a little bit too far. A nade now rings out, but it only catches Fuffy. Archer is able to be far away from that, and Archer's gonna swing out, get one shot. Move finds Mills, and then Fuffy gets dropped. The smoke goes down. The defuse is happening. Should happen all the way through. The spam's gonna happen, but it's not in time. The spam hits all but just after the bomb is defused, and the Eagles are gonna pull out a second round of this half.
That was, I think, frame perfect. The defuse went through, and I don't think there was a frame between the two.
No, the bomb was defused at 0.00 seconds, and then Konotoki's last bullet hits. But Fuffy sticks the defuse and earns his team a well-fought second round of this half. This curtain smoke is finally being used aggressively by this T team, as Chill blows it, but misses the blow and misses all of his damage coming through. Now 3 are down secret, all the way in control past double doors. Mills is just ready to pop onto site right through these double doors. Swings towards top ramp. No one's already down here. They are alone down here. Everyone was focused into ramp room and A site, and it looks like Packy is outside right now. But this is going to be a tough retake for the Eagles right now. Oh, and the flank is on by Konotoki. Coming down ramp, great trigger discipline, sees the double lineup and capitalizes on both of them. After Vi gets one, he's the last man standing in a 1v3. and is going to think better about fighting 3 people, all with AKs, all angry, all shooting at his face, and will run away and save this into next round.
Yeah, that was really just an unfortunate situation to be stuck into. You have 3 people set up, really strong ramp retake, and Konotoki turned it into 2, and the replay did not get saved. I'm just gonna disappoint chat there with that one thing. I don't think I hit the button quite right, and it didn't save it.
If chat really wanted to be heroes, they could save that for us. They could clip that for us and send it back in. But Konotoki will have that one live in his own memory, and he will replay that, assuming this results in the dub for him. That is a huge round to secure. 8 means that they are going to at least be double the rounds of the Eagles, looking to go in and have a 5x lead coming into here as a fairly savey round comes out. A hero AK saved over, 2 MP9s, but mostly buying just to make sure that they have guns for the next round. Oh, that lurky play by JT is going to result in a kill. His head tap skill is just better than Chill. Konotoki gets the bomb plant in Australis, becoming very popular now, almost should be called default at this point, as Fuffy has to think about when his teammates are going to make it here. Vi is going to catch the kill onto JT, but takes 81 damage for his trouble. Konotoki is up there to trade Vi back out, not going to let that survive. The MP9 of Fuffy is better than the AK of Move. Archer with a 5-7 peeks out, is going to get dropped after landing one shot onto Heal and Crush. Fuffy pokes his head out of control and is dropped down by Mills. And Packy once again attempting to save an AK into the next round for the Eagles, having something positive going into the final round of the half.
Yeah, just a really unfortunate finish to what was a honestly unlikely round. Eagles were sitting there on their eco to prep for the end of half, and they're hoping to just have it be a 3x deficit rather than a 5x deficit. It feels weird knowing if they lose 0 rounds, it's 2x. 1 round is 3x. 2 rounds is 5x. Math isn't mathing in my head.
Yep, math is fun like that. And Chill with a single op setup here. It looked like Archer had bought one. Looks like they traded heavy into A. This op is going to get stuck walking into a bit of Mac 10 spray. Somehow he walks away as JT and Move find one. Vi finds a double before getting dropped. Heal and Crush is going to find the shot onto Packy. Somehow Archer is... Oh no, Archer did not have the op. Archer bought the op, but he's now flanking around behind, finds one in a 2v2. This is totally doable. Fuffy is the man of the hour for these clutches on the defuse as they don't know that he's in here. If he can trade his teammate, Move's gonna find his teammate before he can find one. The MP9 is gonna find the op, but the bomb is planted front sight. Not planted in a great spot for Fuffy. The tap's gonna come out. Moves just needs to swing, and he's gonna hit the headshot onto Fuffy to secure the 10-2 half for the Gloop troop.
Yeah,
might not be
a really nice closer actually. They're ending with the nice 1v1. Obviously, massive advantage for Gloop troop as we head into the second half. And they're going to be quite happy with themselves. They have to pick up 3 on CT side, what used to be the goal for your T side, back and go when you had another 3 rounds each half. So they're certainly feeling pleased with themselves, but I'm looking forward to see if the Eagles have maybe some advanced strats to show us.
You know, with how much success we saw out of the Gloop troop going 6-0 to open the half, if the Eagles go on a magical run like that, 10-8 is a very reasonable half to be playing at, especially when you've got the momentum as the Eagles. So do not count the Eagles out just yet, in the same way that we did not count out Gloop troop. Admittedly, a 7-5 half is a little different than a 10-2, but right here it's all going to come down to this pistol round and making sure that the Eagles set themselves up in the best way that they can. And Gloop troop just need to deny the bomb plant to make sure that they have an easy round. But these flashes are going to make JT's life hard, trying to be the anchor on this site. He's going to get dropped after finding only 1. Packy and Archer open up the site with 2. Packy finds a second one. Mills is good enough. He's going to find 1 with that USP. is now exposed, finds most of a second, unable to find anything on the third. Healing Crush down to just 51, needs some damage. All the T's are swinging him now. All the T's want a piece of him. They want this final kill. They want to secure this for the team. The shots aren't landing or the P2000, and Packy gets the reload off, dances around, and finds the kill.
I dodged through bullets traveling towards his face to get this reload through. I mean, he was dancing here to try and block the bullets. If Healing Crush tried to go for the spam, he definitely had the ability to do it, but he didn't know how much his opponent was already tagged by his friends. You don't really call out the tags in pistol because they don't matter too much, especially in the clutch, and unfortunately, the dance saved him.
Vi feeling himself right now while the rest of his team buys MAC-10s, AK, and a Galil. He's on a Nova, and Move is right there alongside him, dancing with Nova v Nova as JT is going to punish that Nova buy as the MP9 can land more headshots than the Nova. If the Nova doesn't get that single one, and Move is right there outside Secret. But the T's are going to rush onto A as JT tries to secure a second kill, finds half of it before getting dropped. Still, that's a pretty good way to open up the site for your teammates. Packy gets one, but Move is rewarded for $900 for that kill. Finds most of a second. Mills is able to come in there just to secure it. Chill and Archer, last two alive for the T's, looking to just make sure that Move is unable to do any fancy movements here as Move pops out of the smoke. Chill and Archer simultaneously look at him and shut him down. Very solid win for the Eagles. With that bye in round 2 of this half, the Gloop Troop are going to have a tough time buying here. I expect to see a pretty standard save right here.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to feel comfortable here, even at this save. They're just heading into a 10-5. It's still a very strong advantage. They still only need 3, and we might be seeing comfort start to set into their mind here as we're seeing really just how quickly things
Vi comes over the top of Mini to drop Move, who's absolutely not ready. Vi then swings for the top Hut player. He's not ready for the Mustang. Clears out Asia. Konotoki holding for that cheeky little Zeus. Healing Crush with the P2000 finally lands some shots from Mustang. Finds even most of a second onto Archer. Konotoki now just holding for the A side. Aggression really wants to get this free Zeus kill off. Always a little inspiring for your team, demoralizing for your opponents. As the last one alive, he's going to have a tough time making them come to him, but they are teased. They are going to have to plant the bomb at some point. He pokes his head out and is going to peek into 2 different people at the same time, and he's going to get dropped with no Zeus kill to show for it. Oh, beautiful P2000 headshot right there from Mustang. Very strong position, very unlikely to get cleared. Yeah. Definitely the way to play.
And they didn't play all lurk either to actually maximize that value. That's something that I do really like about the Gloop Troop setup there. They left only one person in that really powerful lurk. They didn't try and maximize every single possible lurk so that every lurk spot gets checked properly.
Yeah, that is definitely a strong play, really way to support your teammates, acknowledging that you can't have 5 lurkers does not result in 5 kills. 5 lurkers results in a very slow round where the enemy clears every single angle ever. But this setup, very slow, very passive by both teams here, just exchanging bits of util for map control. No outside presence at all for the CTs. But the T's have not been able to capitalize on it just yet. They're a little nervous. They want to make sure they don't overextend here. Vi already starting to poke his head out of Hut, but he doesn't clear above him. He could end up with a nasty surprise between Healing Crush and Mills. Healing Crush will see his fight. He's got 2 people looking at him. Mills now worried about the mini play. Oh, and peeks over to the other side of Squeaky, but unable to find the headshot. And the triple walkout is going to result in a double for Vi and 1 for Packy. Absolutely great way to open up A side after that long bit of util exchange. Just 30 seconds left in the round. Full take. 2 CTs left alive. There's got to be a big consideration to save this right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing I'd like to point out here, while we're kind of in the lull here in the end of the round, they dropped vent with 3 players during the kill cam time and then went right back up after. So actually, both of the CT players for BS rotated over to B during those kill cams, and that meant that they didn't even have a choice to attempt the retake because the bomb was down. They were on the wrong site.
Chill found Konatoki trying to camp orange box at ramp room, and so he's gonna get dropped, be unable to save his gun, and only Move is left to save. 4T's alive. That is a tough round for Gloop Troop, and they are slowly approaching a tied half, which would be huge for the Eagles. First tactical timeout taken by the Gloop Troop here. Yeah, they really got to consider whether or not they buy here. It looks like 2 different players have fully invested into this round.
Looks like they have chosen to go for a force here. They're going to be at a stark disadvantage with 4 rifles and only 2 sets of util, really, but they do have 3 smokes. But if they do try and hold off with util and really try and use that to their advantage, they're gonna lose the util war, and they're not gonna be in a good spot for the recovery afterwards either. So it's not a good position for a force. I would definitely argue that since they are only going for 3 rounds, you want to maximize your saves for each one.
Yeah, I think if you're, their loss bonus should be near max right now. So I guess they're thinking that if they lose this one, it's only 1 more save, which brings them to 8, gives them a 2-round lead still. But that's what I was saying, that if the T's make it out to 6 rounds in a row, the momentum is with them, and it's just going to be tough to slow that gravy train down, as the Eagles were only able to get 2 rounds when Gloop Troop did it to them. Oh, the vent drop here could be rough. Mills runs into the molly, and unable to find the kill as Chills gets a beautiful head tap onto Mills. Move is now ready for the push, pops the glass, unable to find the kill, but is not traded out yet. Vi is also going to find Konatoki off camera. Chill chases down Move, and now 2v5 on a very, very sad retake. Oh, but the door is open! Healing Crush is going to get a free kill with the scout right there. JT is going to catch Packy, lacking in top ramp. The scout shot's going to go, but it just misses the head. Fuffy takes 92 damage. Jets got to know that at least one of them's tagged. This is a reasonable round to go for. You could just save 1 rifle again, and I get where that's likely, but JT is going for this. JT is trying to poke some shots off, rings out a shot, but unable to find a head through the pixel. That is Fuffy. He could have found him with just a lick of damage. The op shot is going to be holding. Archer is ready for that left side peek, and he's going to drop JT before any more hope can be extracted from this round. And Gloop Troop are probably looking at a 10-8 half right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking scary now for Gloop Troop, and I don't know if it's set in their minds yet or not. If they're still feeling themselves from that 10-2 half, it's not going to swing back after this round. But if they are starting to take this seriously, if their mental has recovered, they have a really good chance still. They just have to come at it from behind. They're going to be 10-8, and they're going to have a disadvantage for every round they try and go for from here.
Vi is going to take 3 free kills right there. Fuffy's going to get on the eco train with another one. JT will find a very nice deagle shot. And a second nice deagle shot, even through the little bit of stutter that our stream is observing right now. And JT is going to take his AK, he's going to take his prize, and he's going to go home. He's not worried about trying to do more than he needs to, which I think is a very good position to be in, but now wants to be extra present, knowing that the T's have planted onto the site. And of course, as I say that, he wants to stick his neck out and poke the bear a little bit.
I'm not sure if this was a decision that started from, oh, I should probably save. They're never going to look at B site. This is a great place for me to try and get over towards Secret or somewhere else where I can get a good save. Or if he was just trying to lurk and look for exits. But he does choose a smart option. He gets out. He makes it to CT, and he is far enough away that the Eagles shouldn't be able to find him here in the time between rounds.
Yeah, no one's even heading towards. Chill looked like he was wrapping all the way around to try to get to orange box again. He didn't even make it there, let alone all the way into CT. There was a chance for that crossfire to happen, but yeah, let's look at Vi's final 2 kills right here. Absolutely brilliant head taps. And the Gloop troop, I think, wisely take their second time out here. They've got the timeouts to spend. They've burned 6 rounds of their 8-round lead. Just need to make sure that they don't bleed any more rounds here. They need a full stop right here. They need strong defensive play. You won't break the T economy, but you need something positive going for you in this half. If you lose a 10-2 half, the elite tier chat is going to eat them alive. Coming out of this timeout, we hope to see a little bit more. Maybe teamwork is the word that I want out of Gloop Troop. Something where if they're aggressive together. If they're holding on site, they've got the good trade angles. They need to do better than just trading 1-for-1 with the T's. Typically, that favors them. Heal and Crush taking this ever-present Heaven op angle to fight out as the typical, somewhat typical outside smoke come down, diagonal drops. And Archer is going to catch Mills lurking at front red box outside as Chill lurks his way through onto site, but JT is ready for it. Drops him. Move is going to catch Packy, not looking in the right spot. Swings for Fuffy, but Fuffy is just better. And Fuffy lands that headshot on the Move. Back down into a 3v3. A bit of a reckless peek into Fuffy there. They had the 4v3 advantage and just gave it away into a 3v3 with no outside presence left. As Healing Crush has yet to look outside with this op, but it looks like Vi has already come up onto rooftop. Is that what I'm seeing? Or is he down below? He's down below. All right, cool. I couldn't quite tell where he was on the minimap right here. But Archer is going to swing wide. Bomb is going to get planted. This is now a 3v2 for the CTs. It does give them favor. Here's your refrag, boys and girls. Need to make sure you're there. No one is looking on the right side, and Vi is going to get a free kill onto Heal and Crush. That is huge as Konatoki swings out. Vi is everywhere. Vi is all over the place for a triple to end the round, absolutely shutting down any hope Gloop Troop would have had. Both players looking left side. Vi peeks right, drops Heal and Crush, swings around back to the other side. He is everywhere. He is everything everywhere all at once and is the doom of Gloop Troop's round. Yeah, Vi getting that great kill on the Heal and Crush, then catching JT just not ready for him, and then Konatoki just staring onto sight as Vi gets that triple spray down.
I'm really impressed by the swing back. I mean, they're now 7-0, and it's a great half.
Great smoke phase by Move there to catch Fuffy off guard. Looking at top mini. Move now back, looking and spraying. Oh, just misses Vi. Yeah, just misses Vi. Sorry, it looked like he was dead for a second. As JT will find Packy on A side, and now this is a 5v3, nearly a 5v2 as Vi is down to only 9 HP as JT has now gotten the full lurk through Squeaky. As Vi is swinging back around through lobby. This could end poorly if JT just holds this angle right here. Oh, he just misses the timing on Vi. So does Vi miss the timing on Konatoki. But for some reason, JT just doesn't want to look back at it. Vi in the stress misses the molly. That's going to be a little disappointing for him. Chill is on a full flank from outside into hell. Could catch Mills coming up at top ramp. Mills doesn't look like he's looking for it. Chill is going to get a free kill right there. And Archer is going to get dropped. Move is going to catch a second one onto Vi, and Chill is going to end that reign of terror from Move. And now, as last alive, needs to both recover bomb and pull off another 1v3 clutch. That's one onto Konatoki. Thinks about going up. pauses and tries again. Hits a beautiful shot onto JT. And this 1v3 is not so much a dream anymore. 7 seconds, though.
That's going to be time, unfortunately. He's not going to quite have it. He will have a 4K from the 1v4. But unfortunately, Chill is denied the ace clutch solo finisher to really seal that coffin in. That's going to actually put the Eagles into a timeout here. They have to pause. They have to play carefully here because they don't want to be playing for overtime here. They want to hold Gloop Troop out in regulation despite their now weakened utility. Well, sorry, weakened economy. They only have one more buy in the chamber if they do lose this one, which, fortunately, that's all they're allowed to lose.
Heal and Crush, the only CT player there with a little bit of brains to realize how much time was left and just planted his butt and just hit. That's all he needed to do, and Gloop Troop comes away with a very important win. Their first win of the half after dropping 7 in a row to the Eagles. Still a great buy for the Eagles here. An okay buy after that win from Gloop Troop. 1 MP9 saved over from the last round, 1 FAMAS, decent util. CTs still need another good hold. Notably, if they do get that 1, they do go to 12, and it makes them puts them in a very strong position.
And through here, we see just another default from Eagles. They don't know what the economic situation from Gloop Troop is off of that win.
With this contact from Move, they should have an idea right here. Vi doesn't clear deep enough. This is always deeper than people think. Move waiting for all of the trigger discipline. So much trigger discipline. Healing Crush is worried he's not going to get the kill and steps in and does it himself. Konatoki on this advanced ramp position. If he starts to flank, he's going to catch Fuffy. Just be a little more patient. Be patient. You're going to catch a double. You're going to catch a double as they swing out. Fuffy baits his teammate and gets his teammate killed for it. Swings in. Konatoki says peek or be peeked, and he peeks. Heal and Crush gets 1. Konatoki trades in for a second. Chill is going to drop both Heal and Crush and Konatoki, and it's ready for the flank. 2v1s, and JT will end Chill before any more danger is had, putting Gloop Troop on triple match point versus the Eagles. Having a 10-2 half pays off, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if it was any reasonable first half, this game would be over. It would be. Oh yeah. Even if Gloop Troop had a 9-3 half, I would still put this game in favor of Eagles at this point. But that 10-2 half is so divisive. It's so strong that it's hard to be perfect enough to swing it back as Vi.
Oh, and Vi getting all the way up red. Move absolutely not ready as the glaive smoke is phased. Yeah, Gloop Troop, where they were the ones with the pressure against them in that 11-9 round, knowing that if they lost, they were probably getting tied up 11-11. Eagles now with their backs against the wall, and Vi says, put that weight on my back. 20-17 right now. Not his best performance, but he is doing everything he can to drag this Eagles team across the finish line. Konatoki peeks out, and Fuffy is going to tap that head back and sit him down. Archer's going to find Heal and Crush, and now 5v2. We're seeing the exact opposite that we saw last round. JT and Mills need to show up here with a spectacular round or a very needed save right now. Looks like JT is in a super advanced position. Good trigger discipline. Oh, the two players sneak past him.
Are they watching him? Please tell me.
Bomb is planted. They don't know that he's through. He's going to get 1 kill onto Fuffy, but Archer is ready. Whoo! Archer saves the bacon for the Eagles right there as 2 T players get wild and crazy, get all the way out of secret without clearing vent, and JT only gets 1. Thank the Lord that Archer was there ready to go with that op shot.
I thought they only had 1 player on site, and I thought that would have been enough time.
I think there was a kit on JT, so yeah, that would have been enough time if Archer wasn't there to hit that op shot. Oh yeah, there is plenty of time.
If that op shot missed and he got the 1 tap back as well, like that.
Yeah, that's a dangerous round still. Yeah.
Why did they have 3 people run away from site so quickly?
They thought they had the round
majority
locked
there,
up.
please.
Give your casters a heart attack. That's a great way to get Elite casted again. I wonder why Elite hasn't been casted much, guys. You guys are giving Firehawk a heart attack.
We have to get new casters each time. We keep losing them.
Guys, be nice to the casters. Just win 13-0 so we can go to bed earlier. But we're seeing a 12-10, and this is a dangerous round once again for the Gloop troop. As Move is pushed up aggressively, Archer is going to find one, but Move gets a double onto Archer. Konatoki drops Fuffy, and this has just flipped on its head. 2v4, Chill and Packy. Last two Eagles standing between the Gloop troop and a trophy. JT is up into Mustang. It's a very strong position. Packy's gonna lurk his way out, and JT is ready for it in that off spot. Move is gonna find Chill, and that is all she wrote. Move's triple out of secret will clutch up for the Gloop troop. Woo! What a fantastic finish to this Elite Grand Finals for Season 16.
Yeah, that was an amazing finish there to see from Gloop Troop there. Just a really clean way of closing it all out. And, of course, we will be back after a short break as we prepare to get you guys your interviews.
Someone in chat just wrote Mickey Mouse.
Discord audio is broken. Wait a sec. Should have audio now.
Welcome back to our post-game interview with our Season 16 Elite Champions, Big Slime's Gloop Troop. Here we have the clutching up team led by Heal and Crush, JT, Konatoki, Mills, and Move. How are you boys feeling with this win?
Sorry.
We're feeling so
God.
great.
I'm feeling
the win, baby. Let's go.
All right, so
fighting.
what is the over-under on before you all leave this interview, all of the trophies populating?
I am not that fast. I don't know how to do it yet, so I highly doubt it unless one of the other is online.
I'm just saying, I've seen it happen. I've seen these interviews leave with more trophies than they came in with, but absolutely fantastic performance. Gotta open with the Train map pick. How prepared were you guys to go to Train, dominating the Eagles on their map pick?
Dude, I thought they were going to pick Nuke. I mean, I kind of knew that the map, that the three maps were going to be like exactly what it was, but I thought that they heavily preferred Nuke, so I thought that was going to be their map pick, and we were going to have to pick Train. So that was kind of weird.
So you guys were prepared for Train.
Oh, we're big.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Both teams seem to be big Train players. You guys had a lot of success on similar maps. So what was your thinking that you were gonna lead Nuke Train and your decider was gonna be Ancient?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I mean, I thought Decider was gonna be Ancient. Now looking back on it, maybe we would have just 2-0'd if it was that way. Maybe we would have, lost to Ancient the same way that we did this series. Yeah.
Well, that Ancient's got to be a pretty disappointing performance for you guys, considering on match day 8, when you guys went up against them, you slaughtered them 13-3. What was different about them on Ancient this time? Do you think they just played with more passion, or did they have your number?
Bill was having a life game.
Yeah.
Life game?
Who was?
Chalk it up to a life game.
Chill did have an absolutely brilliant performance in the last 2 maps, showing that he really deserved to be there and deserved to be going up against you guys.
Wait, didn't Heal have a stinker on map 2?
Chill. Chill.
I'm pretty sure that's what he was asking about Ancient. I'm just saying, maybe Heal, if he weren't 50 ADR, we could have 2-0'd them.
Whoa!
Maybe.
You guys just got the trophy and we're already attacking each other. Whoa!
Nah, they definitely played very well. They're shooting heads.
How nervous were you guys? Not after
Very.
the 10-2
Hello.
half, but when it got up to 9-10 as you were going through on Nuke there, were you afraid that you were going to see the stars and then have them all slowly fade away?
No shot.
Personally, I look at the score and I don't even look at the score. I just keep playing. We keep playing until we get 13, until it's match point or match over, So, I mean, that's what we did. We just kept pushing forward. We kept typing. Even on lost rounds, we just kept going.
I think there was a couple of low points, but surprisingly, that right there, I don't think was one of them. I don't know what it was, but I think we just had enough chances and we mentally stayed in the game. I kept throwing out ideas. Everyone else kept throwing out ideas, and it just kind of we kind of kept going with the flow and knew that something had to change. We managed to find something, after they got 9 in a row, and from then on, I think there was no more fear or anything.
Yeah, in the half they got that 7. No fear. That is a little interesting to hear, considering how close it was.
They might have picked up one more round, but I wasn't sweating it personally. I knew my boys had it.
There was a lot of love for you in the chat there, Konatoki. You were the fan favorite coming down with all the chats. There was the
I have
favorite
so much
one
fucking
is
thanks to give.
the Kono. Now it's Kono Peepo clap. I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but a lot of love for you. Absolutely, you guys deserve all of the hype, and not blowing a 10-2 half lead is probably a good way to keep that going.
Yeah, I mean, if I could even just give out a thanks really quickly, big thanks first and foremost to my boys, Mills, JT, hanging with me for another season, Move, believing that this was the team for him, Heal, even coming in from, a little bit of a distraught Cal roster and willing to give a season another shot. Fucking, I love you guys, right? You guys were the best this season. But then, even to the entire franchise, I mean, I wouldn't be a GM if it wasn't for the fact that every individual that has ever come through Big Slime has just been, an absolute joy to be around. It's so much fun being able to pug with these guys, talk with them outside of game days, and my Pookie Ween being active, even if he's not in the franchise anymore, just always being around to support us, coach us, just lift our spirits. Even fucking Manifest and Stinky and all the OG Big Slimers. I know they haven't. It's been a little while since I've gotten to really talk with them, but I wouldn't even be here in this spot if it weren't for them. So dude, overall, massive thank you to just fucking CSC. I love it here. It's great. I've worked really hard for this one moment, so I'm just overjoyed to finally have brought a trophy home. But
I have to give this Konotoki guy his flowers as well. I mean, this guy goes above and beyond to make sure that everybody's experience is more than just okay. I mean, he truly puts in a lot of work. So thank you, Konotoki.
He does. That's my goat.
thanks, guys.
So now, Konatoki, now that we're hyping your team up, what are our plans for next season coming up here? Are we looking at a repeat? in Elite? You guys keeping enough of y'all together to make this happen again? Who's looking forward to the Premier move up? What are you guys feeling?
Well, if numbers keep Mills and Move in this tier, they should be fired. I mean, I would take it. I would gladly run it back, but I just don't think it's a possibility.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, you can never rule out a chance. But yeah, unfortunately, they just had amazing seasons. I think Move, like even as of until this series, he was like what, a 1.5 average in playoffs alone. I know he's an all-star. Heel and Mills are pretty close to being all-stars in Elite, and Heel and Move were already pretty expensive as it was. So, but might see a couple faces return.
I mean, you say expensive. I say, can you really put a price on a championship?
Play.
Good point.
If I pull up the standings page right now, our top player from Gloop Troop is Move right now. Throughout the regular season, Move is that 9th player right now, and that includes the PFAs, and I'm not sure how all those numbers stay in. But when we tick that over to playoff, Move is number 1 with that 1.4 rating through all the playoffs.
Fucking goat, man.
Let's go, Move.
Let's go, Move.
Followed just
Pretty
a little bit
sick.
behind by Mills dropping a 1.11. And you two are the only players anywhere near close. Everyone else in the top 10 has played 3 or less. So gotta give you props. Not only are you holding those numbers, but over all 7 matches. That is amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
But and also props to the other Elite teams. Like, I don't know how much anyone was keeping up with like the standings, but like most of the teams were just tied for the majority of the regular season. Like Elite this season was pretty competitive. And I know we had some pretty stomp games because we were just kind of feeling it at certain points, but we also got our asses handed to us by like OS, later on in the season. And like, I mean, I don't think any team was necessarily pushover. I love my boys over at H4K. I was rooting for them all the way. Unfortunately, they probably had the short end of the stick. But yeah, no, I think all the teams did really well, and I hope everyone feels good about their season because it was fun.
Oh yeah, out of the top 10 teams, right, where your cutoff line shows, there was 2, fine, technically 3 games different because someone played an extra game somehow. At least the standings didn't quite stop at 11, but 7-4 at the Eagles. I mean, the top 4 teams were all 7-4, so you guys were all, a nose hair apart from each other. But absolutely tough Elite bracket to have here as you guys stomped your way through. Beautiful, 2-0s against the Sav and the Impastas. So fantastic performance by you guys. You guys definitely played like you wanted to be in the finals. You showed up in that first map like you wanted to be in the finals. And you managed to stick it out all the way to the third one, giving us a bit of a heart attack all the way down to that 13-10 finish. Well done.
Feels good.
Yeah, feels real good. Sorry, I said the F word a lot. My apologies.
Yeah, of course, it's
Okay,
all good.
you
and
can say the fuck
We'll
word.
be all good here as we are closing out our stream. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and thank you, VS, for your wonderful time.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
All right, you guys are good to talk.
Yo,